Hey guys, it's me, Rich. Look, something big is happening right now, and you're probably not hearing the full story yet. This video breaks down what's unfolding in the Strait of Hormuz, why Iran is pushing its limits, and how the United States just made a move that could change everything overnight. But if you stick with me to the end of this video, you'll find out that this isn't just about Iran anymore. There's another global player lurking in the background that Trump just warned heavily, and that changes the stakes completely. Let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back to RPW Media, where we cut through the noise to get to what actually matters. And look, if you like our videos already and you haven't done so, you should become a subscriber to the channel. You hit the notification bell and smack the like button because it helps us get our message out to more people. And you'll also be notified every time we put out a new video. And thank you very much. All right, something serious is unfolding in one of the most important places on Earth, and the stakes could not be clearer. The Strait of Hormuz. You've heard this name thrown out there recently in the news. I mean, it sounds obscure. It sounds really far away. It sounds like something that should matter to you. It does. It does matter to you because this narrow strip of water carries a massive portion of the world's oil supply. And if that flow stops even briefly, everything changes. Prices spike, markets panic, supply chains crack. Your everyday life gets more expensive almost overnight. Now, here's the part that most people miss. Iran knows exactly how powerful that position is. They're not guessing. They're not improvising. It's calculated, trust me. Now, reports point to interference with commercial shipping, demands for tolls, even the threat of mines being laid out. That is not random behavior. That is a strategy designed to control access to a global lifeline. They're holding the entire world hostage because they want nukes to be able to hold the entire world hostage. Guys, a lot of brouhaha's going on over how Trump is dealing with Iran. What people need to remember is that our president is dealing with the leftover remnants of a regime that believes that a God who orders the murder of innocent people is a perfect moral God. Now, I want you to just take a minute and think to yourself how you would deal with people who believe that. I can't think of any of the other major religions in the world where their God would order evil upon others because they're not like you. I mean, if one wrong move happens in that waterway, the shockwaves won't stay there. They will hit every major economy on the planet. Now, enter the United States. After talks broke down, President Trump made a move that was anything but subtle. When is he ever subtle? He announced that the U.S. Navy would take control of the situation. In his words, the United States will begin blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz, and will also seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. Think about it. That is not diplomacy. That is enforcement. That means the United States is stepping in and saying very clearly this waterway stays open, period. Now, Trump had to do this because all the talk of we're in negotiations through third parties with Iran, yeah, bump kiss. They've already broken what they agreed to so far. It also means something else, though, here. Any ship cooperating with Iran's pressure campaign could suddenly find itself stopped in open water by the U.S. Navy. And now we get to the part that should make everyone sit up straight and take notice. At the same time, Trump issued a warning aimed directly at China. He said China would face big problems if it supplies Iran with advanced military equipment, especially air defense systems. Now you ask yourself, why does that matter? Because if Iran upgrades its air defenses, everything changes. U.S. forces become more vulnerable. Naval operations get riskier. Air support becomes harder to deploy. What looks like control today suddenly becomes much more dangerous, like a chess match in hell. Here's the second part. If China quietly steps in and tips the balance, the situation could escalate faster than anyone expects. And China is in a tricky spot themselves. On the one hand, it depends heavily on oil flowing through that region. Stability benefits them. China buys up to 90% of Iran's oil. On the other hand, weakening U.S. influence also benefits them. So what do? Do they sit back and protect the flow of oil? Or do they quietly support Iran and challenge U.S. dominance? What do you think they're going to do? Tell me in the comments below. That is the question hanging over this entire situation. Meanwhile, the Times of Israel reports that the report that China will ship new air defenses to Iran is entirely fabricated, its embassy said. So China denies a CNN report that is preparing to ship new air defense systems to Iran, calling it entirely fabricated. Quote, as a responsible major country, China always abides by international law and its international obligations, sure they do, and never provides weapons to any part of the conflict, the Chinese embassy tells the Times of Israel. So China firmly rejects the circulation of speculative, misleading, and false information targeting China. Yeah, that was a pretty political statement. My question to you guys is, do you trust China? I mean, right now, the United States is trying to shut that door before it even opens. So let's zoom out for a second. Iran is pushing its position in the Strait of Hormuz. The United States is moving to take control of the situation. China is being told very clearly, stay out of it, bro. That is the reality. And if any part of that equation shifts, the consequences will not stay contained for long. What you're watching right now, guys, is not just a regional dispute. It's a test of power, influence, and control over one of the most critical choke points in the world. The upside is clear. Decisive action can prevent chaos before it starts. And if the strategy holds, stability wins. But if it doesn't, this becomes something much bigger very quickly. All right. Tell me what you think in the comments below, guys. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.